The first home is the pension. Think of it as the locked home, and the lock is the whole point. The rule on the door is generous on the way in. Money paid in gets immediate tax relief. In plain English means some of what you have paid in taxes goes into this home with it, within limits of course, and it sticks on the way out. The door stays locked until access age. Currently you are late 50s. In business language, this is long-term capital, not working capital. It's money your future self owns, doing this home building where your present self can't interrupt it. That's the trade-off. You give up access, in exchange you get the most generous entry terms of any homes on this map. And yet, here's the number worth sitting with. Around 1 in 10 people enrolled in a workplace pension opt straight back out, declining the generous entry terms, declining the contribution that employers was ready to make alongside theirs. And nearly half of working age adults are putting nothing into pensions at all. The most generous door on this map is the one most people walk past. The second home on this map is the ISA, and let's be precise here because there's more than one kind. The one that belongs on this map is the stock and share ISAs, the flexible home. The rule on this door runs the other way. Nothing extra gets added in terms of tax relief. You fund it from your home money that you already paid taxes on, up to a set amount set each tax year. But once inside, whatever that money grows is left alone by the taxman, and the door out open whenever you need it. No locks, no access age. This is the home for money that's building, but that a nearer version of you might need it. The version with the house move, the career break, the year you finally start the business. Less generous at the door than the pension, far more forgiving if life changes its mind. You did think of this home would be something that's full. It isn't. In the UK, nearly twice as many people owns a cash ISA than a stock and shares ISA. And in the last tax year alone, roughly 2/3 of money flows into an ISA account went straight into cash. And this isn't a British problem. Across Europe, households keep around 40% of financial wealth sitting in an ordinary bank account, despite years of government incentives designed to move it. The flexible home is open. Most of the money, however, is standing outside. Now notice what we haven't said yet. Nothing about what actually lives in these homes. Because here's a quiet failure case. A pension full of cash and ISA full of cash are just expensive cupboards. The home matters, but the asset inside is what builds wealth. And the asset most investors eventually settle on is the least dramatic one on the shelf: index fund. Instead of trying to pick which company will win, a game even professionals lose more often than they like to admit. An index fund buy you a slice of all of them. Hundreds of companies, sometimes thousands, in one purchase at a low cost. It is not designed to beat the market, it's designed to beat the market. It is boring, deliberately an asset that's actually asking nothing of you other than patience. The third home is the one your family already believes in. Properties, the heavy one. It deserves its own description because it actually gets a romantic one. Rental property is not a passive asset. A rental property is a small business. It has customers, your tenants. It has maintenance, empty months, regulations that keeps evolving. It will ring you on a Sunday. The door rules to this particular home are heavy in both directions. Expensive to enter because you're going to need a deposit, fees, you will pay taxes. Slow to exit, months, not minutes to sell up. What you get for all that weight is an asset you can stand in front of. I understand this means a lot to a lot of people, and the ability to actually borrow money to control something larger than your surplus alone could buy. It is important to state that borrowed money magnifies the downside too, and the mortgage still needs to be paid when the properties are empty. And here's the strange part. I'm talking about the pensions and ISA. But this home property is what gets killed for. More than half of England landlords describe their buy-to-let as their pension. Around 1.5 million of these properties sit with retirement age households. Even now, with the cost of the door rising, the landlord's share of homes purchased at its lowest in nearly 2 decades, this remains the home the whole family believes in, by default. That's not a verdict, Some people run the small business brilliantly. It's just a description, the hard truths that you leave out when you're having a conversation with your friends. The fourth home on this map is business ownership. And notice this is not the same as index fund. An index fund hands you silver of thousands of companies. Ownership spreads so thin, it asks nothing of you other than patience. This home is the concentrated kind. One business, a mindful stake, ownership with your name on it. For a business owner, sometimes the most productive home for your surplus is actually investing in your own business. The hire that frees up your time, the system that removes you from the process, the capability that lets you charge differently. For others, it's a stake in someone else's business. Higher risk, hard to sell in a hurry, and resting less on the market than on a handful of people. This home has its widest range of outcome on the map. It builds the most and it loses the most, which is exactly why it belongs on the map, drawn honestly next to the others. So that's the street. Two homes with tax reliefs. The quiet asset that lives inside them, the heavy home, the concentrated one. That's the whole map.